I felt like there was a moment where at least someone in the AEW locker room is trying to unite people, not just in AEW, but the entire nation as a whole. As we celebrated National Scissoring Day on AEW Dynamite's anniversary show. And I gotta say, I loved this segment. I loved everything Anthony Bowens went out there and said. I love Max Caster. You know what? I might go to hell for this, growing up as a Catholic Christian, but I laughed my ass off for a solid 5 minutes when Max Caster told everybody to go to their left and go to their right and give peace offerings to scissor everybody. I laughed so freaking hard alone in my office Thursday morning watching that. It was so hilarious. And
will you ever be able to offer peace? And we're going to hell for this segment right now, by the way. Oh God, Father, to you, Marion, to you.
But yeah, like, I don't know. I don't think I can ever step foot in a church again. And I don't know if I ever will, unless, my son gets married 20, 30 years down the road. But when they do the peace offering, I might just do the scissors and everyone's going to be like, what the hell?
My daughter's getting baptized this year. So
yeah. So it's going to be just hilarious about that whole like scissoring thing. And the fact that it's like tied to the LGBT community and, Christians or Catholics, diehard Catholics don't like that stuff. So it's just kind of funny in that own right too. But, just goes to show you how over the Acclaimed really are. That you have Swerve Strickland's out there and basically says like, this is so stupid. And obviously him being the heel, shooting it down makes sense for him, but it's so stupid, but yet entertaining. And like, when I first was watching this with the Acclaim and the whole scissor me daddy, whatever, I'm like, what the hell? But it's grown on me. And this segment was amazing. It really was. And I loved, even though it didn't necessarily need this part, but Max Caster going, not red or not blue, Democrat, Republican, whatever. Let's all unite and scissor each other, whatever. Great moment. Really was a great moment.
Yeah, and let's take a little bit of time to acknowledge where perhaps the scissor first maybe got a little bit of notoriety, at least on a mainstream level. Do you know where I'm going with this? Do you remember a one Mr. Garrison and Xerxes?
Yes.
Scissor me Xerxes. So,
yep.
I mean, all jokes aside, this was, let's say, the fun moment of the show, and that's why I think we all kind of started to gravitate towards AEW initially, because there was a lot more segments like this, or you used to walk away from the show saying, you know what, I feel good about watching that show. That was a good pro wrestling show or good sports entertainment segment or whatever the hell you want to call it. I mean, and that's what I came away from this thinking. It was like, okay, this has the ability to perhaps catch on a little bit, not maybe at the level like the Yes Movement caught on, but it's something that's kind of like infectious because it's fun. It's funny to joke about. Max Caster's always been great. He's always been the focal point. I thought Bowens was the star of the segment last night.
I agree.
Last night was probably the best that the longest that he's talked, other than his just catchphrase.
The Acclaimed
whatever
have
town.
arrived.
Yeah, the whole thing. But last night I think was the longest we've seen him and the most confident we've seen him, and it's definitely over. It's definitely working. And I think that, of maybe some of the more homegrown talent, the Acclaimed might be at, the level where they're the most over, other than maybe somebody like MJF. So it's good to see that they're actually finding success.
Now, we've been wrestling fans for at least 30 years, if not more. Did you ever think we'd ever come across a segment that was written around the game rock, paper, scissors?
No.
And here we are, scissoring, and then rock beats scissors, and then you have Mark Sterling coming out with paper. I'm like, oh my God, it's rock, paper, scissors. Absolutely great. Absolutely great. But